East region record cases of anthrax ahead of Eid al-Adha festival.
From the first update, which was done last week, we had few districts. Currently, as we talk about, as of yesterday, we have 11 districts which had some form of cases.
Also, minority in parliament demands arrest of Gabi Otridako and leading government officials captured in the Frimpong Boateng report.
It must go beyond the arrest of Professor Frimpong Boateng. It should go wider by ensuring the arrest of government and Jubilee appointees, which includes Mr. Gabi Otridako.
Plus, Trade Minister K.T. Hammond admits some companies under the government's One District, One Factory program are struggling to survive.
The figure as it stood at the time the answer was about to be given in Parliament was 60. So I get them to check again, and the figure is 48.
And Chairman of Mines and Energy Committee Samuel Atachia accuses former President Mahama of causing financial loss to the state in take-or-pay power purchase agreements.
So I'm not speaking for the President and his Attorney General. The compendium of issues which will constitute causing financial loss to the state is that was there a loss to the state because of your judgment?
We have details of these stories and more coming up shortly. My name is Judith Tandoh. In a first story, the minority in parliament is demanding the arrest of leading members of the governing New Patriotic Party, Gabi Otridako, and Director of Operations at the Presidency, Lord Comey, who are mentioned in the report of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, authored by former Minister of Science and Technology, Kwabena Frimpong Boateng. Now, addressing a press conference in Parliament on Tuesday, June 13, ranking member on the Lantern Forestry Commission or Committee, Rashid Pelpo, said the government must do this to demonstrate its commitment to fighting illegal small-scale mining or galamsey.
It is unthinkable that the state, including all its reserves, its lands, rivers, money, people, are left to an elected government to manage, and it turns out that the government itself is a key sponsor of the destruction and misuse of these resources. We believe that if government wants to demonstrate seriousness in the fight against galamsey, it must go beyond the arrest of Professor Frimpong Boateng. It should go wider by ensuring the arrest of government and Jubilee appointees, which includes Mr. Gabi Otridako, the Director of Operations, the Lord Comey, including Honorable Joseph Albert Kwam.
Now, latest figures from the Veterinary Services Department show that 11 districts in the Upper East region have recorded cases of the deadly anthrax disease, a sharp increase from the previous 6 districts as of last week. Now, 90 animals have been confirmed dead. 13 suspected human anthrax cases with 1 death have also been recorded. Risk Communications Officer of the Veterinary Services Department, Dr. Benjamin Kisisasu, has subsequently warned the public not to eat contaminated meat.
From the first update, which was done last week, which was released on the 6th of June, we had few districts. Currently, as we talk about, the good news is that we still have it only in one region, which is Upper East. Yet that we have had extra number of districts being added. So far, as of yesterday, by the update, we have 11 districts which had some form of cases in them. As we promised in our update with the mass vaccination, is ongoing and is going well. As at yesterday, we have had 21,263 animals vaccinated.
Meanwhile, Director of Public Health Dr. Franklin Esedu-Bekwin says they're working hard to contain the spread, including banning the movement of animals in the affected districts ahead of the Eid al-Adha festival.
I think that this one is a joint activity between human and then animal. So it's more of a one health approach to what we are doing. There's volunteers in these communities that are being trained to identify sick individuals, also to identify sick and diseased animals, which has been done. For now, I think that we have 2 weeks. We are putting the necessary measures so that maybe we don't go to a situation that it becomes a dire situation. This response is a multi-sector approach. So we have immigration, you have security, you have human, you have animal. There are clear directives, And what we need more is cooperation from the community.
Now, the Trade and Industry Minister, Kobnata Hiru Hammond, says some companies under the government's flagship program, One District, One Factory, are struggling due to COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war. Meanwhile, the minister says a 14 million cedi Exim Bank facility has supported 48 enterprises under the initiative and not 60 as originally announced. He spoke on Ghana Tonight.
The figure as it stood at the time the answer was about to be given in Parliament was 60. So yesterday, I was asked by Parliament to answer a specific question, to provide not the names of the companies, but the corresponding amounts. So I get them to check again. We go back and we are told that there was a mix-up. The figure we gave you is 48. Every business has been afflicted. And let me tell you, horror of horrors, part of the problem also emanates from the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. One of the very first incentives that I told you about to facilitate the establishment of these factories is the waivers. And for 2 years now, Parliament hasn't been able to sit on the process.
But the Dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Kachi, says the One District, One Factory initiative is not delivering results because of politicization.
I don't think we have an industrial sector yet. We are talking more than delivering. The 1D, 1F is a policy to improve the industrial base of the country. But much of the engagement and the discussion is tilted towards politics. The small thing we do, how do we amplify it, even beyond the reality of the outcomes? So that has actually taken the meaningful appreciation of 1D, 1F in the management of the economy of Ghana.
Now, Chairman for Mines and Energy Committee has resurrected the take or pay power purchase agreements debate as he accuses former President John Dramani Mahama appointees of causing financial loss to the state. Chairman of the Select Committee on Mines, Samuel Atachia, says the decision to prosecute solely rests with the President and his Attorney General.
That somebody's, if you like, misjudgment has occasioned this nation financial loss. And that is what will come to causing financial loss the same. If you look at the Solomon case, it's defined. I will not sit down here and say I'm the government of Ghana, but I have my sense of life. Understand? So I'm not speaking for the President and his Attorney General. The compendium of issues which will constitute causing financial loss the state is that was there a loss to the state because of your judgment? You are caught by the law. So that is what I surmise. As to whether somebody thinks otherwise, I leave it to the President and his Attorney General.
Now let's still stay in Parliament, and the Speaker of Parliament, Kingsford Alban Tumana Babing, has forecasted the 2024 elections in Ghana will feature a showdown between former President John Dramani Mahama and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now the Speaker said it will be the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic that both major parties in Ghana will have candidates hailing from the northern region of the country. Babing made this projection during a courtesy call on the overlord of Gonja, Yabonrua B. Kunutu Jewu Swale as the residents in Damango.
NPP and the National Democratic Congress NDC are both deciding that their flag bearers will be our sons from the north. So in the next election, either it's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or it's His Excellency Mahmoud Bawumia. What is the difference? They are both our sons. Now you want why I said this is our time. What I plead with all of you is for us to accept, as I stated earlier on, our differences, accept that it's natural. And let's see how we can come together to prepare prepare ourselves to receive the development that is coming our way.
You heard Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Babing there. Now, ending the news, economist Dr. Edu Susakode says the Bank of Ghana must tighten supervision and protect people's investments. The Bank of Ghana yesterday released a list of unlicensed entities giving loans through 97 mobile apps. Now, according to the Bank of Ghana, some unlicensed entities were engaged in lending to the Ghanaian public in contravention of the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act. Now, according to Dr. Edu Susakode, the BOG must ensure punitive measures.
They should change their modus operandi. If they are going digital, they should also develop a digital way of supervising the digital credit, because it cannot be business as usual. And I think the punishment must be punitive enough to deter others from doing that. There have been too many of such mistakes in the financial sector. It started with the unlicensed banks, then unlicensed savings and loans and microcredit, and now we have unlicensed digital credit. Too many mistakes in the financial sector, and this should be avoided if we really want to go digital and grow our digital economy. And we all want to see, the public want to see this happen.
And that's all for the 6 a.m. news here on 3FM 92.7. My name is Judith Tandoh. Do stay tuned because Sunrise continues.